In this video, we are going to see how we can transfer our money from one cash account to another bank account, or from one bank account to a petty cash account. As you can see, the transaction is of 6th of January, which says cash taken out of Citibank for office use. That means we have just withdrawn the cash from ATM and we haven't used it yet. That means it should be gone in the cash or the petty cash option. So here is the transaction. Let's go to the accounting app, and from here just click on accounting and click on journal entries, and here we click on new journal entry. The reference number is automatically defined. We can mention this particular in the reference as well. Just copy and paste it here. Accounting date is 6th of January. Journal is set to miscellaneous operations. And now we just select the items. So cash is withdrawn from Citibank. That means Citibank should be credit and we have received the cash in cash account. So cash should be debit. It's increasing. In the label, I'll just paste this particular description. Debit is 225,000. And on credit, we have Citibank. Just paste this one here. And debit and credit is mentioned this way. Just make sure everything is good. Click on post. And now it's posted. So this is how we can transfer the cash between two accounts. Just try this by yourself and I'll see you in the next one. In this video, we are going to see how we can receive the cash payments against the customer pending balances, as we have these two transactions, one of 7th January and one is of 9th January, which says cash received from HK Brooks and Company in cash, and from the other customer, we are receiving it in Citibank. So let's see how we can enter this. First of all, just head over to the customer invoices, and from HK Brooks, let's say this is the invoice. So we are receiving against that. HK Brooks invoice is this. Let's open this up and click on pay. We are receiving it in cash. So the journal should be cash. Click on search more. As we can see, the journal is already set, but we cannot add the new one from here. So click on close, click close from here. And immediately we'll click on the configuration and settings. And immediately we'll click on configuration and journals. And from here, we defined a new journal that is cash, type is cash, and the cash account will be selected right here. Rest all the configuration should be as it is. Click save. Let's go back to the invoices. Select this one. Let's go back to the invoices. Select this one and click on pay. Now we can see the journal right here. Manual payment is selected, and out of this 550,000, the customer from which we are receiving money is 120,000. Payment date is 7th of January. And you can mention this memo, and you can keep this memo, or otherwise we can just replace it by this transaction. Click on create payment. It's in process. Just check everything is good, and after that you can just click on validate. So this is the payment reference and this is the entry done. And if we click on the customers and invoices, it's in payment. So this is the payment on the top, and that's how you do it. Let's move to the second customer, which is Archer and Sons, and we are receiving the cash in Citibank. Go to the customers, click on invoices. This is Archer and Sons. Click on pay, bank. But we just need to make sure that the bank is configured to Citibank by default. So click on journals. So click on configuration and click on journals, and just check this. Bank is set to Citibank by default account. So that's good. Click on invoices again. This is Archer and Sons. Click on pay, and we are receiving the payment in bank, which is manual payment. And out of 200,000 pending balance, we are receiving 175,000. Payment date is 9th of January. And in the memo, I'll just copy this and paste it. I'll just copy this and paste it right here. Click on create payment and click on validate. So that's how you do it. Just try this by yourself, and I'll see you in the next one. In this video, we are going to see how we can avail the early settlement discount if we pay our vendors within 10 days. And the credit policy is that if we, let's say, pay the 30 days credit in 10 days, we will obtain a 2% discount. If you remember, we have already entered this one, which says purchase of following items from Mr. Franklin which says purchase of following items from Franklin Textiles on credit, and the vendor offers 2% discount policy of payment within 10 days. So this transaction was of 3rd of January and we have availed the discount because we just paid it in 7 days to obtain this discount. So let's see how we can enter this and get this discount. Let's go to the accounting, click on vendors and click on bills. And here it is, Franklin Textiles. Select this, click on pay. Or let's say if we open this and use the bill reference here and then click on pay, we are receiving the payment on 10th of January. So let's mention 10th of January. And as soon as I selected 10th of January, you will notice that automatically the amount changes to this one. The total invoice amount was different. If we select all of this, 4710,000 was the total. Even if we change the date now to, let's say, February, it will automatically change back to the original one. But if we select this 10th January date, it will automatically calculate that early payment discount of 94,200 has been applied. So that's the power of Odoo. It is simply awesome. It enables all the function with just a simple description. Although the payment looks very simple, but it still managed it perfectly. You can mention this reference number here if you want to. Just copy this and paste it right here. Click on create payment, and that's how we enter this. If we click on the vendors and payments, we have this payments right here. Click on this, you can click on validate, and that's how we can enter this. Just try this by yourself and I'll see you in the next one. In this video, we are going to see how we can enter a purchase of services in Odoo. So we have 2 methods and I'll show you with different methods for each of the transaction. One is also purchase of services on credit and the other one is on cash. But I'll also show you how we can enter services with different functions. So here on the first transaction, we have 12th of January, which says purchase of dyeing services from Shelby Dyeing Mills, which is our regular vendor on credit. So what are these dyeing charges? Basically, dyeing charges is on cloth. Normally, you know that when the manufacturers purchase the cloth from the market, it is always white. So they might be dyeing it in different colors, and they are purchasing dyeing services from Shelby Dyeing Mills because we don't have the dyeing unit with ourselves. We just assemble the shirts by using the raw materials. So we are taking the services. Now, whatever is applied on the raw materials that you're planning to manufacture and ultimately planning to sell should be included in the cost of goods sold. So let's see how we can enter this. First of all, just make sure that you head over to the accounting and click on vendors and bills directly, because there is no purchase order and this is a bill. It affects accounts. So we headed over directly to the accounting module. Click on new. And here the vendor name is Shelby Dyeing Mills. And since it is a new vendor, I'll just copy this name right here, paste it and click on create new one. This is a company. Click on save. Bill reference, you can mention any reference. And the bill date is of 12th of January. Let's make it 12th of January since we are not receiving any payment right now. So we will not specify any payment reference or recipe in bank. And the accounting date is already set to the end of the particular month. Due date, you can set it to, let's say, 30 days. Journal is set to purchases, all set. Now here it is the important part. If you want to add a new line item and it is a service invoice, you can click on search more and click on new. And from here, you can define any kind of service here. You can define a service as an item, or otherwise, if you just quickly want to mention a service, you can just disable the product name and just label this as dyeing and just label it as dyeing services. And you quickly enter this in cost of goods sold, or let's say 5. I'll just choose cost of goods sold. And here I just mentioned the price, which is 25,000. I can disable the quantity if I want to, and this makes the total to 25,000. If I want to check the journal item for the journal entry effect, it's dyeing services debit in cost of goods sold and creditors or payables is credit. So click on confirm. This is a perfect entry. In the next video, I'll show you how we can enter the dyeing services from some other area by creating the service item, and then we will receive the payment in cash. So just try this by yourself, and I'll see you in the next one. In this video, we are going to see how we can enter a purchase of services on cash from an alternative vendor. So let's say that on 12th of January, we purchase dyeing services from Anderson Dyeing. Normally, our regular vendors shall be dyeing mills, but sometimes when the order is more and we have more cloth to fulfill in orders of shirts, we take alternative vendors as well. But this is not our regular vendor, so we purchase this on cash. Let's see how we can enter this. Click on vendors, click on bills, and click on new. If you want to mention this vendor, it's up to you. Otherwise, you can mention the cash vendor as well. So cash vendors, all the cash vendors will be dealt in here. Click on the person and click save. The bill date is of 13th of January. The bill date is of 12th of January. And now let's add items. And now let's add a service item here. For that, we will enable the product again and enable the quantity again. Let's select the products, click on search more and click on new. And here we will just mention the service name as dyeing services. We purchase this service, we don't sell it, and it's a service. Rest is all good. I don't need to change anything. The expense account, I'll just mention as cost of goods sold, and that's it. Click save. Dyeing services goes in cost of goods sold, and the price is just mention 5,000 here. It will multiply it by 1 and you have the amount. So all set. Click on journal items to see the journal entry effect. Cost of goods sold is debit and creditors is credit. And if we click on confirm, since this is a cash payment, we will immediately click on pay and it is paid by cash. I've already configured cash. It's a manual payment and we are paying immediately to Anderson Dyeing on the same date, which is 12th of January. In the memo, we can use this reference and click on create payment. We can click on the payments and it says it's in process. Click on validate and now it is paid. And if we check the vendors and payments, it's shown as paid now. So this is how you can deal with the purchase of cash services in Odoo. Just try this by yourself and I'll see you in the next one.